Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. This is the It's Your Healthy Lifestyle show hosted by the founder of this platform, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and myself, Roland Friedl. How important is your health and fitness to you? We show you how you can easily eat healthier every day, how you can improve your fitness and recover much quicker after your exercises and workouts. Families will learn how to optimize their children's health and nutrition. And finally, you will also hear how you live a long, healthy and fit life into your old age. Join us here on It's Your Healthy Lifestyle.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, wherever you are in the world. This is USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and our show today is It's Your Healthy Lifestyle. Today's topic is all about yoga and the benefits of yoga for your fitness level as well as for your health. I actually have practiced yoga over the years, probably starting 20 plus years ago, and got a lot of benefits out of it. I'm not actively practicing at the moment because I'm focusing on a triathlon training, but we have someone here who also has been practicing yoga for many years. His name is Roland Friedl. He's my dear friend. He's also a TV show host here. He's done hundreds of episodes. He is an author. He's a entrepreneur, and he is an advocate for men. Let's welcome Mr. Roland Friedl, who's in his motorhome somewhere in Europe. Hello and welcome.
Hello, Jacalyn. Great to see you. Good morning to our audience. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us. Great to be back.
It's great to have you back. We're here every week. We try to be here every week on Monday, depending on our schedules and Wi-Fi abilities where you are. So do tell us, where are you today in the world?
Today I am I'm in Germany on the border to Austria. So tomorrow I go to Austria. But yesterday I had a long ride, a really long ride. Sorry. So I decided I stayed a whole day here because the network is good. We can broadcast. I can do some work and get some rest. And tomorrow I continue. So I'm in Bavaria, a part of South Germany.
Bavaria is known for, I want to say, pretzels and mustard. Is that right?
Sorry, friend.
Pretzels?
Yeah. The Weisswurst and the Hofbrauhaus and yeah.
Exactly. So, Roland, for those who don't know, you have been traveling your motorhome. It's over 3 years now. I think March was 3 years. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, correct. I actually 1st of April of 2022. Yeah, it's over 3 years now.
I can't believe it. I remember when we were just discussing it on the air, and now it's actually 3+ years. I don't know where the time goes. It's crazy. But thank you for being here all these years and bringing so much value. Tell us a little bit about your journey with yoga.
Well, my journey with yoga actually started in 1990, so 35 years ago. At the time I was, in 1990, I was 26 years old. And The reason I started with yoga was actually it was not very popular in Austria, especially not with men. It was more a female thing. And a friend of mine, she said, Roland, you have to do something. I was working like crazy. I was studying at the university. I already became a father in September 99. I built up companies. I was working full time for the corporation. I building up my businesses besides. I was working, I don't know, 18, 19 hours a day from Monday to Sunday. And a friend of mine, she came to me and said, Roland, you have to calm down, you have to relax a little bit. So I started with yoga in 1990 at the Shivananda Center in Vienna. And a funny story was because I came there new, and it was clearly obvious that I'm new to this, because this was a small group of women practicing yoga 3 times a week, by the way. And then why I'm here? And I said, I have the feeling I'm riding a very fast train in my life, but I want to see a little bit of the landscape. That's how I started yoga 3 times a week at the Shivananda Center in Vienna. And it was a very small group. It was lovely. Really, yoga was not popular at the time. It was a very small group. And I remember that after each classes, we cooked together. And yeah, it was really cool. So it was a 3-hour me time for me 3 times a week. I tried to do and change my life. That's my start with yoga.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. I actually got my start with yoga many years ago. I was with my family members in California, and they were practicing yoga. And so I decided to do it. And of course, I didn't want to do the passive yoga. I wanted to do the power yoga where you're going from one thing to the next. I'm sure that doesn't surprise you, but that's my favorite, is power yoga. And I'm actually certified to teach power yoga and yoga with weights, which we call yoga sculpt.
Cool. The founder of Power Yoga is Brian Kess, is a dear friend of mine.
How about that? That's amazing. Well, to sum this story, I started with what was called Bikram yoga. And we know this story about Bikram, who's still practicing somewhere in the world. But then it became hot yoga, and then 26 and 2 or something. But apparently the beginnings of yoga go way back before we were even born. So do you know anything about that you can share?
About yoga in general, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to use this a little bit disclaimer. So when we talk about yoga today in this show, we talk of just one yoga path by Patanjali, because according to Patanjali, yoga, there are 4 paths of yoga, and just I don't go too deep, just to be complete. The first path is the Karma yoga. Karma yoga is the path of action. It means that we act, and in reverse, we don't expect anything, a donation or money or acknowledgement or reward or something. So Karma yoga is serving to the community. And I did this many years in the ashram. Karma yoga, just serving for free there and supporting this. That's Karma yoga. That's the first part. The second part is, so you always start with Karma yoga when you go really deep into the yoga life. The second one is Bhakti yoga. And Bhakti yoga is the path of devotion. So devoting to the goddesses. In Hinduism, there are many goddesses. So Bhakti yoga is the path of devotion. And then number 3 is Jnana yoga. Jnana yoga is the path of knowledge, meaning studying the Bhagavad Gita and all these amazing scripts, thousand years old. And last but not least, and that's the path of yoga we're talking today, is the Raja yoga. And the Raja yoga is the path of control, meaning control of mind, body, senses, and breath. This is the 4 paths of yoga according to Patanjali. For those who want to dive deeper, just Google it or buy a book. But today we're going to talk about Raja yoga, about asanas, breathing meditation, and the benefits of it.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I have to say that even though I've done a lot of different types of yoga, I'm not aware of what you just described. So I'm looking forward to that. And I feel like in at least the places that I've gone with yoga, it's really commercialized in a lot of ways. When you just talked about there's no money exchanging hands, that's definitely not the case, at least in my experience. And I know there are even opportunities where people are teaching yoga on the beach, and it might be for a donation, or you sign up online and you pay, but usually there's some kind of monetary exchange for it. And the breathing in yoga is really important. And as I continue to take my peace training, which is really getting to be intense, a lot of it is work around breathing. And so we'll even take pause and do breathing exercises during the training, because when you're talking about conflict resolution and you're talking about violence and, you know, some very serious topics, you can start to bring that stress into your body. So the breathing exercises are really important. And I remember that from all the yoga that I practiced, is focus on your breath. And when you start to feel out of control or you're not able to hold a pose, just focus on your breathing.
Absolutely. Breathing is so important. Man, the prana, you know, the prana is our life. Without breathing, without the air, we're going to die. So we need. And, you know, I remember when I was 26, I haven't been aware that I'm breathing not correctly. I was breathing too fast. I was breathing just in my chest, not in my stomach. And it made me nervous, and it cost me a lot of energy. And when I got into yoga and the breathing exercise, the pranayama, slowing down my breath, since then, I'm much more relaxed. I feel less stress, even in very challenging situation. I always think about, okay, Roland, step out, breathing first. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And this helps me immediately coming down, not feeling stressed, not playing trauma, stuff like that, just by focusing on my breathing. Yeah, absolutely.
Breathing is really important. And before you launch into your presentation, which I'm looking forward to, I think one of the other things is when we get stressed out, at least from my experience in life, you know, I have 2 chronic incurable diseases, and painful and stressful, is that we look outside for validation, or for someone to say, hey, it's going to be okay, or do this and that'll make it better. But I've found as I've gotten older that I go within. So I go within, I pray, I meditate, I do affirmations, and I don't need any external validation from someone out there trying to fix my problems or trying to heal me. So I feel like yoga is also very therapeutic in that way. So with that being said, why don't we start with your presentation?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's another presentation. I want to share a few pictures. Actually, today I was thinking about, okay, maybe I show some pictures, you know, today. So people can relate where I'm coming from, my background. I didn't find all my teachers and all my friends, so I just picked up a few pictures, and maybe we go through it and I explain a little bit about it. So it's the first one. Yeah, this, and actually it's my favorite T-shirt. It's 100% love guarantee. For me, you know, the yoga is love, is pure love, and these are one of my dear friends on the left side. It's Markus Fellner. He's part of a huge yoga foundation worldwide, Rainbow Yoga. I don't know if you heard about Rainbow Yoga. He's part of Rainbow Yoga, and he's an amazing musician, and he's playing international yoga festivals. So I met him in Barcelona, in Berlin, in India, in Bali, wherever. So he's a cool yoga teacher and a very excellent musician. By the way, he played with many international musicians, by the way. And on the right side is Juan Carlos, Juan Caruso. He's from Venezuela. He is also a yoga teacher, and he was one of my, well, how to call it? When I did my exam in Thai yoga massage, I will explain it later, he was one of 2 observers who gave me feedback if I pass or fail the exam. And he's a yoga teacher, and actually he lives in Sweden. No, I guess in Switzerland right now. Very dear friend of mine is Juan Carlos. Yeah.
Juan Carlos has been here on, he's done some interviews here, hasn't he, in the last?
Yeah. Oh, you have an amazing mind. Yes. He was on the show, really.
He's a good looking guy, so it's hard to forget. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Okay, I will tell him.
All right, very nice. That's a great picture. I love it.
Yeah, it's taken in Barcelona at the yoga conference many years ago in Barcelona at the yoga conference. Yeah.
Very nice.
This is a crazy guy, Chris Chavez, actually from California. Chris is he's the same problem like me. He doesn't hear very well, but he's an excellent musician. And this guy went so crazy, you know, because there's so many yoga teachers and teacher trainings all over the world. So he moved to Istanbul. Can you imagine, a Muslim country? And he built up 2 huge yoga studios in Istanbul and Turkey. He's an excellent yoga teacher. And when someone wants to become a yoga teacher, no matter what kind of style, he's the guy to call. Chris Chavez is an amazing yoga teacher if you want to become a yoga teacher. Yeah, he does an excellent course in Istanbul, in Turkey, but he's from California.
He's been on the show also, I think, when we first started out.
No. He looks like Takis, who will come later with the beard.
Okay, my mistake.
No problem. This is Fifth Avenue in New York, at the very famous from David and Garen from Shivamukti Yoga, and in the middle this is Desham Turman. He's an amazing yoga instructor at the Shivamukti Center in New York. By the way, his father is the very famous Professor Robert Turman, the famous Buddhist professor from Columbia University, and his sister is this Hollywood actress Uma Thurman. So this is Desham.
That's terrific. And what year was this?
Sorry?
What year was this?
I'm on the photo is my second wife, so it must be 10 years ago or something like that. I'm not quite sure.
What did you think of New York?
This is New York, yeah. This is New York, Fifth Avenue.
Yeah, what did you think of it?
Of New York in general?
Yes.
Oh, I love the city. I love it. I love the city. And always when I go to New York, I don't feel like a tourist. I am with my yoga map, and I visit different friends of mine who run yoga studios there.
That's terrific. All right.
Oh my gosh, this is a crazy guy. Actually, Danny is an Ashtanga teacher. I guess he's born in Hawaii. He's the yoga teacher. He was the yoga teacher of Madonna and Sting. Very good friend of mine. He's an amazing shaman. And this picture I took with him at the Bali Spirit Festival in Indonesia. Yeah, this Danny Paradise. Yeah, very famous yoga teacher and an amazing shaman. And I did a course with him speaking to animals. This was quite interesting, by the way.
And Roland, for our audience who doesn't know what a shaman is, can you share a little bit more about that?
A shaman is, I would say, a very old kind of medicine man. And a shaman is somebody who speaks with nature, with all gods, speaks with animals, with plants, with our ancestors. And you go to a shaman, or you visit a shaman if you have any challenges, issues, if you want to see the future, or you want to heal something from your past, then you go to a shaman. Shaman is very, very old. Again, the oldest one came from Tibet, the Burn shaman. And then we have shamans in Russia. And there's also shamans, in every culture. In South America, we had shamans. In North America, we have them in Africa and Asia. So shamans are very wise men and women who, heal your nature, talk to nature, and connect you with nature and the godness.
And are the shamans the ones who help people with blockages, get them cleared?
Yes, they can do that also. Yeah, you can consult a shaman too.
Fantastic, thank you.
So this was Danny. This is Nikki Costello. This picture is taken, I guess, Barcelona. I'm not quite sure. And I met her also in New York. Nikki Costello, she's an amazing yoga teacher. She runs 2 studios. She owns 2 studios in New York City. I've also been with her in New York. She's an incredible yoga teacher. A very small woman, I guess. Well, here, I bended my knee for the photo because otherwise you wouldn't see her. She's very short, but an amazing yoga teacher, Nikki Costello. Absolutely.
Hey, Roland, you don't look like you've changed very much over all these years.
Yeah, full beard, long beard, small. Yeah.
And recently you cut your beard, you shaved your beard off, and I saw you on social media. I didn't even recognize you. I knew it was your name, and I was like, well, who is that? Where'd they put Roland?
Yeah, Friday a week ago, so 10 days ago, I don't know what happened in the morning. I said, I didn't shave for, 10 years. Something like that. Let's shave just for fun.
Yeah. I love the beard. I think it looks great. So that's terrific. And the fact that you've been able to age gracefully, good for you.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, this is the one and only Mark Whitwell. Yeah, very famous yoga teacher from New Zealand. And we met several times, and this picture is taken at the yoga barn in Ubud, Bali. Yeah, he's an amazing yoga teacher, Mark Whitwell. Absolutely. Yeah, Ashtanga yoga, by the way.
So Roland, I would love for you to just share. I'm going to take down the slides for a moment, but for people who don't practice yoga, when you say someone's an amazing yoga instructor or teacher, what do you mean? What have you been able to take away from those yoga sessions that makes it really stand out for you?
This is a person who practices on a daily basis. It's not just in rushing through a course, get a certificate and teach yoga. So these are people who are practicing over decades and decades. These are yoga teachers. All of them here are yoga teachers who live all 4 parts of yoga according to Patanjali. So also the karma yoga, the bhakti yoga, the jnana yoga, and not only the raja yoga like most yoga teachers in the world. So they live a holistic yogic life. They really instruct you for your needs and they correct you, but they are very religious and very spiritual. That's what I mean by a good yoga teacher.
So basically they're living the life that they're teaching.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thanks for clarifying that. Let's get back to the slides.
Yeah, this was Mark. Yeah, this is the guy you meant, Krishna Takis. My brother Krishna Takis. Actually, he's a Greek person. He's teaching Amrita yoga, but I was with him, and because he's the owner of the Sunshine House in Greece, and he learned from an old master in Chiang Mai in Thailand, Thai yoga massage. It's totally different to a classical Thai massage, which was very rough. Thai yoga massage we call meditation and movement. I will show at the end some pictures where I teach them and I practice them. So this is my dear friend Krishna Takis from Greece, and we met. Mostly we meet in Greece or when I'm with my motom in Portugal. A very good friend of mine. Then we have Gurmukh. Gurmukh is the it's the icon in Kundalini yoga. When you're interested in Kundalini yoga, rising your Kundalini, Gurmukh, who lives after the tradition of the Sikh people in Amritsar, where the Golden Temple is. Her yoga studio is based in California, but this picture is taken in New York. I met her in New York City and I practiced with her in New York City. This is Gurmukh for those who are interested in Kundalini yoga. This is a very famous Ashtanga teacher, David Williams. He's also an amazing yoga teacher. David, I guess he's from Hawaii too. I'm not quite sure. And this picture is taken. Good question. I think in Barcelona. Yeah, yoga. I guess at the yoga festival in Barcelona. David Williams, Ashtanga yoga. Yeah. This is myself on the holy mountain. Well, the holy mountain is not quite high. In the back of the finca I've been living in Mallorca. It's called Randa. Randa is they call it a holy mountain, but it's a holy hill. And it has 3 monasteries in this hill. In 2 of them are really in the rocks inside. And on top there's a huge monastery. You can rent it out for yoga retreats and yeah. There's a restaurant there. You have an amazing overview of all 4 sides of the island, of 4 coastal of this huge island. And I came there very often with my yoga students in the evening for a sundown practice and with hot tea. And sometimes I just go by myself for meditating there and coming down because this place has a very good energy there. This is myself preparing a yoga class for students. I think it was in Cologne in Germany, but I'm not quite sure. I was thinking about it. I think it was in Cologne, but this was one of my classes I was giving years ago. Shorter hair, shorter beard. This was a fun class. Actually, on the finca, I've been living for many years in Mallorca at the poolside. So we offered open classes these classes went for 1.5 hours for 90 minutes. And I introduced to new people, and they could bring their kids and everything. And I was introducing half an hour Shivananda yoga, half an hour Ashtanga yoga, and half an hour tree yoga. So I did a mix of them, and people get familiar with different styles of yoga, just to know, okay, which kind of style of yoga they want to continue with, fits for them perfect. So this was an open class we did, I guess, once a month on my poolside in Mallorca. And the last 2 pictures, this is how I teach with a lady, how I teach Thai yoga massage and giving therapies in Thai yoga massage. Yeah, just stretching her, and Thai yoga massage is all about to open your hips. Most people have blockades in their hips, and the last picture also. Yeah, yeah, breaking up. This is Thai yoga massage. It's part of it, and I got introduced to it by chance. And actually, I wanted to prepare for a trip to Thailand, and I was, in YouTube, I put in Thailand, and then a video popped off with Krishna Takis about Thai yoga massage, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. So I didn't fly to Thailand at that time. I flew to Greece to meet him and get the training, the teacher training there. Yeah, that's a little bit my way about yoga. So people, our audience get an understanding. I'm not talking about theory. So I'm really practicing since 1990, since 34 years. To be honest, I'm not a classical yogi practicing asana every day. I don't do this. I do my breathing exercise every day, of course. I try during the day, especially when it goes hectic, as I said before, to come back to my breathing, inhaling, exhaling, slowly, which also slows down my mind. And I do a lot of meditation. And maybe I'll talk a little bit later about meditation. So breathing is very the breath is so important for me. It really gives you energy, an energy boost. It calms your mind when you come down with your breathing. And and the asana. Well, like Jacalyn, I work out, so I do my 10,000, 15,000 steps every day. I walk with my dog a lot with a lower. I do some workout, so 20 minutes, 30 minutes workout. And I do a lot of stretching, and in my stretching there are some yoga poses. That's my clearly what we call asana, my yoga poses. It's part of my stretching before and after my workout. So I do a combination of working out and yoga. It's not just 90 minutes yoga asana what I practice.
I love seeing those pictures of you. It gives a whole another perspective about you and what you've accomplished, and you've traveled all over the world. It's so exciting. And all those photos, you had such a big smile on your face. You were really enjoying yourself.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think when it comes to yoga poses, some people they might not even be aware of the fact that they are doing these poses just in the course of their day. For example, downward facing dog. That's one that people might, if you're doing a push up and then you just walk your hands back or you walk your feet up, then you're in downward facing dog, or even child's pose. Child's pose, I know with the classes I take for weight training that at the end, they'll have us get into child's pose or even butterfly pose where you put your feet together. And I think yoga has really, it's in so many different aspects of our life. If you embrace it, you can just stop during the day and do a yoga pose and just focus on your breathing, and it will calm down your entire nervous system.
Absolutely. One of my teachers said in the beginning, the most difficult pose, I said, Roland, what do you think is the most difficult pose in yoga? And I thought about the scorpion or something like that. And he said, no, it's Shavasana. So when you lay down on your back, legs a little bit open, palms up, and just doing nothing. Because we always want to do something. We always want to accomplish something. It's Shavasana. Relaxing 100% in Shavasana is the most difficult pose in the Western world. That's true. Absolutely true.
It's true. Even just standing still and breathing. If you think about places in the world where they have the guards who are guarding something, and people will go up in front of their face and try to make them smile or laugh, and their concentration is so intense, they're just standing completely still, and most people cannot do that. And when it comes to the final pose in yoga, Shavasana, people want to take a towel and wipe their brow, or they want to get some water. They just for 2 minutes cannot even lie still without moving. And it's something that most people really have to work on, because our minds are always racing, and we give in to what those thoughts are instead of taking the mind to focus on quiet and peace and stillness.
Absolutely. Well, when I started with yoga, I was very hustling all the time, building up businesses, working in corporate, where I do my career, and started a family. And I came to yoga and I said, yeah, come on, let's move. And then Shavasana, lying down long. And it was really hard for me. But there was a lot of resistance. I was like, what the heck I'm doing here? Sorry, what the heck I'm doing here? You're just laying down, wasting my time. I want to be active. But I remember this first class, or the first class I ever attended in it was a game changer for me. Really, I understood that I have to come down. I only can perform and do my best when I recharge my batteries. And I won't be 26 forever. I will be older. Now I will become 61. So it was a very, very good lesson to take care about myself and to relax, to stretch my body, to live a healthy lifestyle, do breathing or focus on my breathing. And do meditation. It for me was a game changer. But the first, I remember the first class there, it was hard for me. And to be honest, by the way, I stood there because all the girls have been beautiful. I was married, but just just the motivation.
Now we get
really
now we find out what's really going on, ladies and gentlemen. So
I was the only man in the class. All young girls, flexible, slim, good shape. Yeah, it was a nice motivation for me.
What's not to like? So given your extensive experience with yoga and the fact that you are in a motorhome and you just shared with us what it is that you're doing to work out, do you ever miss those yoga classes or that camaraderie of meeting with all those people with a similar mindset? Or are you basically at peace now being able to practice as you wish on your own?
Okay, first of all, as I said, I practice for myself. The asana is a combination of my stretching, breathing I do on a daily basis, and I do meditation on a daily basis. But it's not. I'm here 2 candles. It's not about staring on a candle like in my beginnings. What I learned from another teacher of mine when I've been in France, in Plum Village, unfortunately passed away when he was 92, Thich Nhat Hanh. And Thich Nhat Hanh, he was a Vietnamese monk, and he was in exile since the 50s. In Plum Village in France, and I was meditating there, and he saw me. I was staring at a candle. He said, "What are you doing, young man?" I said, "Meditating." I said, "You're fighting." I said, "Yes, I'm fighting and staring on this candle." And I said, there are so many ways of meditating. And do you mean what meditation means? It just means being in the present moment. And I learned from him the walking meditation. So I was walking. I love to move, but very slowly. You inhale 1 step. Feel the ground, we go barefoot. Exhale, another step. Feel the ground. Inhale, another step. So I learned from this walking meditation, and I do a lot of walking meditation. And what I also learned is from him is you can meditate whatever you do, being in the present moment. When you wash your dishes, when I wash my dishes on the camping site on the motorhome, I'm 100% present. So when I wash my dishes, I'm 100% focused. Sometimes people come over for lunch, dinner, say, "Can I help you with the dishes?" I said, "No." But I want to help you. I said, "No." Because it's my form of meditation, and people don't understand what I mean. So I wash the dishes, and I love it, and I feel the warm water, and I'm just being in the present moment. So there are many forms of meditating. And when you have a garden, you can plant your flowers and just be in the present moment and not thinking about your to-do list or what you forgot to do or what you cook tomorrow or something. Just being in the present moment. So meditation is a form of a daily practice I do mostly unconsciously, to be honest. Mostly unconsciously. And I remember when I came the first time to India, I did a Panchakarma treatment, a Ayurveda treatment for 5 weeks, really cleansing my body. And there was also yoga practice there every morning. And this guy told me, "Do you really want to learn meditation?" I said, yeah. So we went to a traffic cross, thousands of cars, rickshaws, noisy. And we sit in the middle of the meditating there. And said, when you can focus here, then it's meditation. It's simple in an empty room, just you and a candle and total silence. So we sit. My wife at the time said, "Are you crazy? They're gonna kill you." So we're sitting in this cross, in this town in India. Thousands of cars and rickshaws and animals running around. We're just sitting down in the middle like 2 crazy guys and starting meditation. It was an incredible experience. But I guess after 15 minutes, when the fear was gone and the stress was gone, I really could go in a deep meditation. I didn't hear anything and didn't see anything. And from that moment, I also love this extreme form of meditation. And this helps me really to focus on the good side. I remember when I was traveling for India with my wife, she said, "Yeah, it's so noisy here or it's so dirty here." And I said, "Honey, I don't see it. I see the palm tree. I see the sea." But she said, "Yeah, but that's the garbage. I don't see it. I just block it out of my mind." That's what I learned on this traffic cross with thousands of cars meditating. Yeah. So there are many, many forms of meditation.
Absolutely. And there's several key points that you just made. And I think the first is the fact that when you're coming from a position of fear, it's not really possible to implement change because your fear is holding you back. And I know this because during one of my recent trainings this past week, I was invited to come to a part of the world that the U.S. Department of State is very dangerous for U.S. citizens and kidnappings and this and that. And so I said to the facilitator, I said, well, the U.S. Department of State has it listed as not a safe place to go for U.S. citizens. And he said, well, couldn't we say the same thing about the United States with all the shootings that there are there? And he said, so if you are coming from a position of fear, you're not going to be able to enact or to help facilitate change through negotiations for peaceful discussions. And I thought that's really true. And the second part is, somebody once said to me, keep your head where your feet are. So if you think about it, so many times we're in the process of doing something, and while we're doing it, we're thinking about the next thing. Well, what am I going to do next? And what am I going to do about dinner? Why can't you enjoy where you are right now? What you're doing? Like, you and I are both totally present right now. I am not thinking about anything else later in the day, or I'm just totally here with you enjoying this experience. And so I think that when you learn how to meditate, you believe that you can learn, because some people say, I can't do it. Well, from that mindset, no, you're not going to do it, because you've already said, you've told your mind you're not doing it. But when you're open and you put yourself into the practice deeply, then you will learn how to meditate, and it will be something that you actually want to do as opposed to something that you have to do. And on that note, during the pandemic, I got trained as a meditation instructor, and it was by Dina Kaplan from The Path in New York. And we had an assignment, which was every day we had to meditate for a certain amount of time. And it started for a minute, then it was 2 minutes, and then it was 25 minutes. And if you're looking through the agenda and you get to you're like, 25 minutes, that's not even possible. And by the end, it was kind of like, oh, I have to stop now because I have to do something. I really was so into the meditation deeply that I think it's a matter of mind shift. Like what you said about, you didn't see the trash, you saw the palm trees.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shift in your mindset. And Dr. Jacalyn, the reason for meditation is so hard for us to be in the present moment is because in our Western culture, we are trained on multitasking. We do a lot of things parallel. Even when people eat, they're checking their newspapers, now they're checking their smartphones, or they're watching a movie or whatever. So, and I was the same when I was younger, to be honest. Doing a lot of things parallel, this multitasking. But I learned this is not very helpful, especially when we should recharge ourselves, reconnect. And I was always, when I was eating, I was always reading a newspaper or something like that. So when I eat, I really focus on eating. When I drink, or I focus on the water glass and stuff like that. And I guess we have to learn this to be in the very present moment. And I think if you want to go fast in your business, in your life, slow down. You make less mistakes. You have more energy. You're more focused. My experience is, when you don't slow down, you make a lot of mistakes. You get sick. When you're sick, you cannot work, you cannot perform, and it's all together. So yoga, for me, it really helped me to become more healthy and even more fit. What I mean fit, I was always doing sports. And by the way, I was always doing sports. But when I was 26 in this yoga class, I was always, working out, and I was playing in different teams and stuff like that, in different sports. But I found out, oh my God, how stiff I am with 26. I can, lift weights. I can do this. I can run. I can this. But I'm so stiff bending down. So it really helped me. And I think now with 61, my body feels more flexible than with 25 or 26. Even when my body's older, but I really always. Stretch, bending down, and it's so important, because I see so many young people who are really good in their sports, and when they come to a yoga class, they have really problems because their muscles are so short and they cannot even bend down. And I think that's part of a game, especially when we become older, to avoid back pain. I don't know how many millions of people in the US and Europe are suffering from back pain. They go to the gym, they work out, but they're suffering from back pain. And yoga can be a very, very healthy way to get rid of this. Yoga is a good way to come down, to relax with the meditation, with the breathing. And to be honest, I'm not a vegetarian. I was vegetarian, I was vegan. I eat meat, but I learned with yoga to eat clean. And that's for me. So staying healthy and fit with yoga is a good way. And it's possible to integrate it. If you live somewhere, you go yoga studio, or like myself being on the road, there are no excuses. If you want to do so, go for it.
Thank you, Roland. We're actually out of time. And what I really want to just have people take away from this, in my interpretation of what we've discussed today, is that there are certain things like the practice of yoga or meditation, breathing exercises, affirmations that we can incorporate into our life to help us across the board in so many ways. So they're disciplines, they're practices, they're things that we mindfully do, that you don't have to be an expert at it. There's no award that you have to get or certificate. It's just about incorporating these practices into your life so that you can feel better, you can look better, and you can be at peace more than if you didn't do it.
Absolutely, and especially for the ladies, when you're stiff and you're not very fit and flexible, maybe a little overweight. Please, when you go to a yoga studio, don't feel ashamed. Don't look left. Don't look right. It's not a competition. Go your way, go deep down as you can. Stretch as much as you can. Don't hurt yourself, but don't look left. That's what I learned from my friend Brian Kest. It's not a catwalk. Don't look left. Don't look right. Just focus on your yoga mat. Do your own practice with the group, but it's not a competition. If somebody on the left stretches better than you, maybe she's more experienced or more younger than you or has less issues, but it's not a competition. Because in this huge, I mean, it's $1 billion industry. When you see these magazines, these young girls, stretching like this in a cobra or even in a scorpion or whatever, this is not yoga. But David Joyce, an amazing yoga teacher, he passed away a few years ago. But David Joyce said, yoga is an inner process. The outer thing is just a circus. So it's not about being. You're not going to hire for a circus, a position of circus. So don't stress yourself when you start with yoga.
Thank you, Roland. What's the best way for people to reach you, and who would you like to contact you?
Sorry. The best way to reach out with me is go on my website, rolandfriedl.com. From there, you can link to my business sites. When you run a corporation, you can go to Wireless Life Rocks if you want a one-to-one coaching, or to Spartan Up S4M, Sparing for Men. If you want to go there, I'm very into the men's world and coaching men to become a real man again, or a wild man, whatever you want to call it. And this is my website. And if you want to reach out to me, send me an email, office@rolandfriedl.com. It's the best way to communicate with me. And then we take it from there, and we can make up a Zoom call or whatever and talk. And don't feel ashamed, just connect with me. We all are beginners in this world, and we all visitors on this planet.
Thank you very much, Roland. And we look forward to seeing you for our next episode, which is coming up right after this, the Mallorca Connection. So thank you for all you shared today and for your beautiful pictures. I really enjoyed seeing them.
Thank you for having me. All the best. And our audience, thanks for joining. Start with yoga. And don't forget, subscribe if you haven't done so at YouTube. Hit the bell. And we're looking forward for your comments. Thanks a lot. See you.
Thank you. Bye for now. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I really appreciate it, as does everyone on our team. And as Roland mentioned, please do go to our YouTube channels. I'm going to pull up a slide with one of them, which is our YouTube Silver Creator Award channel. So you can see it. It's USA Global TV and Radio. You can just even put your smart device up to the QR code, and it will take you right there. The next thing I want to mention is we do have a retreat coming up. It's the Art of Listening and the Elegance of Etiquette retreat. This is a 2-day retreat that's taking place in Lambertville, New Jersey. And we will put up the link for you to book. It's including a power networking session, a private dinner with a private chef. And also we're going to have a course that I'm teaching about boundaries and judgment, and also a course that Mr. Philip Sykes from the British School of Excellence is teaching about social etiquette. And then we'll be going over to Wallace and Davis English Tea House, where I went yesterday, for a site inspection of the property, and I was very pleasantly appreciative of the experience. So go to the Eventbrite link that you'll see in the notes, and you can join us there. Also, my newest children's book came out yesterday, or 2 days ago. I'm sorry. I actually signed my first book yesterday, and the book is Lady Ella and Lord Jack's Kindness Adventures. So if you're a parent or a grandparent or an aunt or a cousin or a caregiver or someone who is an educator, please consider picking up copies of the Lady Ella, the Listening Mentor book series. This is the 9th book in the series. And in this one, Lady Ella is joined by her brother, Lord Jack. So please go over to Amazon or anywhere where fine books are sold, and you can find the Amazing Adventures of Lady Ella book series. Also, the 2nd edition of Mastering the Power of Elevated Listening is now available. It's solutions for deeper connections, better relationships, and more authentic conversations. And in this particular 2nd edition, there's information about judgment detox. So go and have a look, if you would, at any place where fine books are sold, as well as on Amazon. All right, we're going to sign off for now. If you'd like to reach me, you can go over to our website, usaglobaltv.com. You can go to thelisteningmentor.com. You can go to drjacalyn.com. You can find me and ways to connect with me there. All right, finally, let's take a look at our merchandise store. We just had a purchase from Australia. We've had several purchases from Africa and the UK and Canada. So please do consider repping our brand, whether you've been a guest, whether you're a fan, or whether you're an elevated listener. Consider buying merchandise to help us grow this platform worldwide. We're currently in 60 countries and looking to be in as many as we can, where we can bring world-class education. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.
Get ready to wear the brand that's changing the world of media. Introducing the official USA Global TV and Radio online store. From our TV show hosts to our incredible global guests, you asked, we delivered. Rep your appearance with pride. Whether you've been on air, hosted a show, or tuned in, we have something just for you. Visit us at usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com and start shopping today. Check back frequently. We're dropping fresh new designs all the time. Showcase your role in our global community. These designs celebrate your voice, your story, your presence. It's more than just merchandise. It's a movement of hope, inspiration, education, and elevated listening. Head to usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com. Your spotlight awaits. USA Global TV and Radio. Elevate your style. Elevate the world.
When we speak, we don't hear. It's abundantly clear. Listening lazy creeping, and nobody's gonna win. Look someone in the eye. If you don't, they surely will cry. You don't hear a word I say, 'cause you always look straight away. Listening lazy, driving us crazy. Listening lazy, making us blue. Listening lazy, communication goes hazy. Listening lazy, listening lazy. Da 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 da. Listening lazy, driving us crazy. Listening lazy, making us blue. Listening lazy, communication goes hazy. Listening lazy, listening lazy. When you interrupt your friend, you will surely have to make amends. Lady Ella knows the way to help you listen better every day. And what's that? It's listening lazy. Ba-da-ba-ba. Listening lazy, striving but crazy. Listening lazy is making us blue. Listening lazy, communication goes hazy. Listening lazy, listening lazy. Listening lazy, striving but crazy. Listening lazy is making us blue. Listening lazy, communication goes hazy. Listening lazy, listening lazy, listening lazy.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/usaglobaltv. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dies. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.